Welcome back to another episode of the Casey Campbell Podcast. Casey Campbell with you, of course. Pleased to be joined by Nolan Siegel of HMD Motorsports in the Indy NXT series. How's it going?
It's going well. It's going well. How are you?
Doing well. You had a pretty interesting week in Detroit. Okay, let's start with we'll start with the not so good finish and then the really good one, of course, the win. Let's start with you had a really good car in both races. Just to have what happened at the end of race one, I mean that can happen to anybody.
Yep. Yeah, no, I think we were super strong, obviously, just kind of hung around in second until the time was right and then had the car to pull out a huge lead. So I think there are a lot of positives to take away from that race. And, from our point of view, we swept the weekend and won both races. We just didn't get the points for the first one. So I think it's still a very, very positive weekend as a whole, even though it didn't go how we wanted in race one.
Right. How do you handle things like that? As I said before, it can happen to anybody, but how did you handle that? But anyway, it was, the team still won. Of course, Reese picked up his first win. But overall, how did you handle that situation?
Yeah, I'm obviously happy that, the team still won. And it was still a double podium for the team, but everyone was pretty disappointed on our side. But yes, like you said, it could have happened to anyone. There was really nothing we could have done. So we just kind of put it behind us and focused forward because, we were all very, very disappointed for a short amount of time, and then it does you no good after that. So
yeah. And then of course you go out and you do the same thing again, and then of course to get your first career win in Detroit. What was that like to finally get your first win in Indy NXT?
Yeah, it was incredible. I think we've been knocking on the door all year with the 2 seconds and then missing out on Saturday, and to have it all actually come together was great. And I think it's the start of a good streak for us.
Okay, I've asked everybody that I've talked to about anyone that's raced at Detroit last weekend. How did you like that course? Because it was brand new, obviously a lot of tight turns. Your first year of that new layout after years at Belle Isle. But what did you think about that? What did you think about that course?
Yeah, I absolutely loved it. I've never been to Belle Isle, so I can't compare it to Belle Isle, but so far that's my favorite street course I've driven. I really enjoyed it and was super comfortable. We were P1 in the first practice and then almost won both races. So I think I might be somewhat biased, but I really enjoyed it.
Yeah. So going from a street course to next week, you're going to be at Road America, and obviously a track you are very familiar with.
Mm-hmm.
Since most everybody that's come through the Indy ladder has raced at Road America because both the USF series raced there as well. How many times do you think you've ran on Road America?
I've raced there 4 years in a row, I guess. So, and then with testing and everything, I've been there quite a few times. So looking forward to being back.
Okay, so you've been there quite a while, as you said. What's the toughest place you think getting around a track like that?
Well, it'll be interesting this year because it's just been resurfaced as well.
Right.
So I think everyone is going to have a little bit of learning to do. But yeah, I think the most difficult part for me will just be the fact that it's my first time in the Indy NXT car at Road America. So I have a lot of experience there in other cars, but being able to kind of take that experience and adapt it to a different car will be an interesting challenge.
Yeah. And then here's the other thing too. I believe the rest of the IndyCar schedule, except for Toronto, you're with the IndyCar series every single week. And you've got some pretty solid tracks coming up. You got Mid Ohio, as we just mentioned, Road America, places that you've been familiar with, of course, Iowa, Nashville. What is this stretch of tracks going to be like as we kind of head into the summer months and we're getting down to I know we're only this is only believe only the fifth race of the season coming up at Road America, but it'll be when we get to Laguna Seca, we'll be here before you know it.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we have a lot of races to go, but they're all in a very short time frame, so it's going to be busy. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. I think, it feels like we've gotten through that first part of the season. A lot of the learning has been done, and I think that it's going to be strong for myself and the team. And I think that a lot of these tracks are going to be quite strong for us. So I can't wait to get going.
Yeah. It's definitely going to be one of the definitely going to be a very interesting race, especially with the new surface and of course with the new tire as well. So that's another thing that we'll have to you'll have to deal with this weekend. But the team has been really on it the last few weeks. I know everyone's like, oh, they got 9 cars out there, and so but you guys have really found a way to get through that and get race wins. So what has that been like?
Yeah, I think, at the start it was an unknown. It's very rare for a team to run this many cars, but I think that when it's done right, it's very, very beneficial, and it's been done right, and we're seeing the benefits right now. I mean, we have so much information from all those cars, and especially when we go to a new circuit like Detroit, having that much data is super helpful. So yeah, I think if we can continue to work together as well as we have, it's going to continue to go this well.
Biggest and then what do you feel like you guys got to do to get a win at Road America?
I think we just have to keep doing what we're doing. I mean, there's nothing special. There's no secret to it. It's we've all been working really well together, especially my small group within the HMD banner has been working really, really well together. So we're gonna keep doing what we're doing, and we're gonna try to keep the strong finishes rolling.
All right. Nolan, thank you so much for coming on and talking with us, and congrats on your first win at Detroit, and best of luck at Road America next week.
Thank you.